Hello, colleagues. Again, hi, Mary. I'm your librarian. You probably knew that. And today we're going to talk about inclusive communication practices because I feel like I've said this before, probably said it to you in person. It's fun to just stand up in front of a classroom or in front of your computer while you're typing and just talk about things, but that's not communication. We have a whole department of people who do communication, and they can tell you that's not great communication. So we always need to be thinking about how to make it better. I'm going to share my screen here and let's look at some resources to help you out because yeah, I feel like this is hard. Uh, I don't just feel like it. It is. This is good communication is hard. Good communication going beyond just chatting is hard. So we are going to start with library resources because library resources are always the best, and I feel like I usually end on these. So this was not an amazing search. I just typed in inclusive communication practices and see what happens. So got 3,181 results. That's pretty exciting. I'm thrilled. If you wanted only peer-reviewed journals, you can click there. You can open resource type, and maybe you only want books, or maybe you only want magazine articles, whatever. You could do that. I'm not going to for the moment because I don't care. I'm interested in anything. You can also open the subject over here and click. These are all the keywords that are in our big pile of results. So I could say, oh, communication and education. Oh, inclusive. I like that. Ooh, students, teachers. Yeah, it's probably as far as I want to go. I can apply those filters. And now what's going to turn up in our pile here, the 1,182 results, it'll be a little bit more focused on things that would be useful to me. Now, I could make this a better search and I could have said college or technical education or something like that, but I just wanted to keep it general. I'm not fussy. I've said this before, but searching is vibes. So feel what your vibes are. This first one is an article. That's a book, that's an article. And then you can just scroll through here after you get your pile of results and see what's going to be useful, what's going to be helpful. Well, I mean, STEM specifically. I mean, obviously, we have a bunch of people who are involved in different kinds of STEM research and different STEM work. All of that is good. Embracing neurodiversity seems like a good thing. Um, Toxic geek masculinity, interesting. Um, yeah, even thinking about, oh, spirituality in clinical audiology. Gotta be honest, would not have occurred to me that those words would be the same or that those words would all be in one material, but it does seem potentially useful. All right, let's go look at a few other useful things. So I kind of like this because it's from Australia, and I like that reminder that it's not just us right here, not Midwesterners who are trying to be better at our communication or something. Everybody is trying to be better at communication. So this is from the Australia Disability Clearinghouse, and it's very short page. Um, and I like also because they are focused on good communication, they have it set so that you can listen to it. Several of the things in our catalog, several of the articles in our catalog, you can now listen to, and I think that's wonderful. Okay, this was from Madison, UW-Madison, and just some inclusive communication guidelines. And it's really for their whole campus, but I felt like it gave, I don't know, thoughts. It seemed useful to me. So if you find this useful in building your own good communication, that idea of, hey, practice humility and build your capacity, get better at it. We can all be better. It's good stuff. All right, and then talking about from Purdue University. So talking about teacher strategy. I am having a communication problem. Talking about strategies for teaching inclusivity and how do you just make your communication better? it's easy to talk to people who are exactly like you. So, sure, do I have an easy shorthand communication experience when talking to middle-aged white females who are librarians? Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of things in common, and it's pretty easy for us to establish a basis. You want to guess how many people I talk to on a regular basis who are middle-aged white female librarians? Uh, Not very many. For example, I spend most of my time talking to all of you. You are not a middle-aged white female librarian. Most certainly you're not. I'd be surprised to learn that you were. And it's fine, but everybody needs to be thinking, how do you adapt your communication style to make it useful? So, I mean, all forms of communication, that idea of bias-free writing, and I want to open that resource up. So we look at that. Setting expectations for your classes, I think, is really important. And just, put that right into your syllabus that no, I'm not going to tolerate you being bad at communication, and especially in a deliberate way. So provide examples from multicultural perspectives. I mean, look around. If you were like me and an older person, our history class, when I went to school back in the olden days in elementary education history class, I mean, that's such a bad view of history. I'm not a historian, but I can tell you the only people I ever learned about were white male people, and that's super. And where was everyone else? It's bad communication. So, better communication is to be talking about, well, what did everyone else do? So, be that role model, develop a space that's culturally sustainable, connect it back to home and community. So, I mean, the idea is our students will take their skills and go out with it. All right, and then our final thing, and this is in the resource that I handed out to you, but I'll also link it below here in the video. A lot of our faculty use APA style in citations, and kind of the focus that we usually give is about plagiarism and making sure that our students in particular know how to cite material. All of that matters, but the APA is much larger than that. So they do have these style and grammar guidelines, and this is part of using good APA style. So having bias-free language, and MLA has the same thing. MLA is the other citation style that most of our instructors, primarily 99% of you, are using either MLA or APA. Bias-free language is a part of good writing and good communication. So when you talk about inclusive communication with your students or with your colleagues, yeah, it's totally fine to point out bias-free language is the correct way to be, as decided on by the people who do communication for a living. It can be tough. It can be tough to forget. It can be tough I mean, again, I've said I'm an old lady. People who grow up speaking in a certain way that was appropriate for that time and context and place, and may not be appropriate for this time and context and place. Yeah, I'm with you. It's a little hard to kind of get on board, but I mean, that's why English is an awesome language. We're constantly evolving, constantly new things and ideas. So stay up with it, stay on board, and be fabulous. All right? I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.